Okay, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to rebuild or like change out your fuel injector components. This is a 95 Ford Mustang 5.0, and this video will work about for any vehicle that has Bosch style injectors. And once I take them out, I'll show you, and if those are compatible. Mostly some Ford and GM and other car manufacturers have them, but mostly Fords have them from about the mid 80s to about 2010, and the EV1 style injectors, Bosch style. And for this Mustang, to get to the injectors and the fuel rails, you're gonna have to first take off the stroke tower brace, your air intake assembly, the upper intake manifold, and by that you're gonna have to be removing your EGR, which is right there, your throttle linkage to the throttle body, some vacuum lines, disconnect the fuel pressure regulator, right here the idle air control valve, the throttle position sensor. You're gonna have to take those out. And before you start working on the fuel system, or anything, you should depressurize the fuel rail, which that fader valve right there with the tire valve looking cap. Just put it down with a screwdriver, but having a rag over it, just to soak up the gas before you start working on anything. Or you could take out the fuel pump relay or fuse and crank the car, and that will depressurize the fuel system, just so you don't have like a bunch of pressure when you take off an injector and it doesn't like go everywhere or to your face. And pretty much that's it. I'm gonna start taking off the strut tower brace, and then going back there to all the components back there, working my way forward, and then to the intake manifold. I have 6 bolts, 2 in the back. There's 2 under the 5.0 plaque right there, and then there's 2 right here in the front. And these fuel rails are held by, I believe, 2 10mm bolts on each side. Here are the injectors, and what you should do before is take video or a picture of how the injectors are clipped and they're positioned, because in this side there's not anything that's changed, like, how would you say it, these injectors don't need to be clearance for anything over here. There's just a wiring harness right here, down here. And on this side you have the fuel rail, the electrical connector, so you have to have the injectors at an angle. For example, this front one right here is facing towards the back, and each injector is different, so take a picture of each injector or a video, and that's going to get you an ideal start and area to start off with, so that you know how to put them back. And here's my setup. I'm going to be working in my backyard with a light. I'm going to start disassembling this tonight. I'm not going to get to the fuel injectors tonight, but I will be getting most of the stuff out of the way and working on it tomorrow morning, which I will continue to record. And again, I have the Bosch fuel injector rebuild kit from the injector shop. I made a video on that, so if you haven't checked it out, please make sure to check the other video, and I will get to you guys as soon as I get done with this in the morning tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, so today's the morning of the next day, and I'm about to take off the fuel rails. There's 2 bolts on each side of the engine that are 8mm. There's one around there, and they're on the same sides. So I'm gonna take those off, and I'm gonna end up pulling the fuel rails off and then disconnecting the injectors one by one. Okay, so here I have the injectors taken out of the car. I individually placed them how they were when I took them off. So the driver's side, I put a D. On the box, I made some holes. I put a P for the passenger side, front and back, and each one is the way they were on the car. And what the injector consists of is the filter that goes inside here, this brass looking piece. Then it has an upper O-ring. It has a spacer, this yellow piece right here, and another lower O-ring, and it has a pintle cap cover, which is in this kit that I got from the injector shop. The blue is the pintle cap cover, the yellow is the spacer, and the red O-rings are the ones where you swap those out, the black one and this one on top too. And then these little black screens are the filters that go inside of here. So I'm gonna show you how to change them out right now. What I am using to take off the screen is a screw I found that fits perfectly in here, which I'm gonna screw in, not a lot, and then I'm gonna use some pair of pliers, vice grips, to wiggle it out. And for the pinto caps and the O-rings, if they're tough, I'm gonna use a razor blade. And to put them back on, to lube them up, I'm gonna use Marvel Mystery Oil, which I have in this Rain-X bottle. And that's how I'm gonna be doing it right now, and I'll get you guys a clip after I'm done with the filter part right now. So here's the filter taken out of this injector, and what I did was I just shoved this screw in and twisted it not even a quarter of a turn, and then just wiggled it back and forth in the injector, and then put some pressure to pull it out, and it came out. So what I'm gonna do now is spray some carb cleaner in here, just to spray any debris that's in there out, and then I'm gonna head down to the bottom, and I'm gonna do this for each individual injector. So here's the new filter inside. Let me focus. And what I did was I grabbed this broken hammer I have. It has a flat side to it. You want something that's flat, and you just want to tap it in. Don't put too much pressure on it, just until it's flush against the surface right here. And pretty much that's what I did for the filter part, and I'm gonna show you how I replaced the bottom right now. Okay, so here I am done with the injectors. As you can see, they look good now with the new parts on them. I gave them a quick clean with the greaser on the body, and I'm ready to put them on. And I'm gonna use Marvel Mystery Oil to lube the O-rings while I put them on, and then I'm gonna be putting on the connectors, and then I'm gonna bolt the fuel rails on. And after that, I'm gonna run the car on. Just turn the key to the on position to pressurize the system so we don't have any leaks somewhere. And then that's I'll come back to you guys later on. So here it is running. I don't know if you can hear it over me, but started good. I'm gonna let it run for 5 to 10 minutes, let it warm up fully, and turn it off, and then go on and turn it on again, let it run, and make sure we don't have any leaks or any issues with the vacuum leak. We took off the manifold. If not, we might have a fuel injector leak, but that's why we're letting it run slow. And I'll get back to you guys once it's actually done and we have a video of it driving. But right now I'm just gonna let it run, and hopefully. But here's the results. The fuel injector rebuild kit from the injector shop came out good. Everything fit perfectly nice as long as you had the parts. I mean, you could do anything at the tools. And well, yeah, I mean, hopefully this car runs a bit better, gets better gas mileage. And hopefully this video helped you out. Make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends. This video will help any Mustangs or any other Ford vehicles that have the box injectors, 5.0, the 4.6 liter, 5.4 liter, 6.8, the 4.0s, and then the smaller 4-cylinder engines have them from about the mid-80s to about 2010, and then they upgraded to different generations.